What type of video do you even film for like a beginning of the year on BookTube? I have no idea. Let's get this filmed before I lose daylight. What's good, everyone, if you're even still here. This is going to be my 2023 wrap-up video combined with a 2024 New Year's reading goals video. As you can see, I abandoned this channel swiftly after saying that I wanted to post on here more, that I was going to do a better job at making BookTube content, but I have a good excuse. Your girl's a learned woman. She's a scholar. You want to see it? You want to see it? You want to see her? Want to take a peek? Yeah, there's nothing in there because they haven't given it to me yet. But yeah, that took up a lot of my time, a lot of my mental health, a lot of my patience, and I went into a reading slump. So we're gonna go over my 2023 as reading goes, and then we're gonna go over my new 2024 reading goals all in one. Let's just get it out the way. As always, I will be going over it through Storygraph because she is that girl. This is a Storygraph household. So in 2023, I made my goal 75 books, and we hit 76. We hit 76. Thank you, novellas. Thank you, novellas. Honestly, I knew I could have done, I know I could have done more. I know I could have read more books, but then, you know, school did not make me want to read a book for like 6 months, so there was that. My 2022 reading goal was 50, and I made it to 93, so I raised it to see if I could get even further, if I gave myself higher expectations. And then I forgot, I can't focus on more than one thing at one time, so that didn't happen. But next year, it's gonna be new me. I'm gonna have more time to read, to focus. I think I could hit 100. I think I could hit 100, you know? That's 20,000 pages read. A lot of the books I read were lighthearted and funny and emotional. Pace was at a medium. Page number roughly 300, give or take. All of them fiction. Can you sit down nicely and quietly? You're making a lot of noise, bub. Most read genres: romance, contemporary, and YA, which is a surprise to no one. And my most read authors were Asia Monique and Kennedy Ryan. Who is surprised? No one. I really went down an Asia Monique rabbit hole when I discovered her mafia romance series. It's just black mafia romance. I'm obsessed. I'm still obsessed. There's allegedly supposed to be 10 books. I think right now we're at 6. I'm so excited. I'm so excited if she does 4 more. You don't even know. You don't even know. I only rated 64 out of the 76 books that I read, and my average rating was 3.9 stars. I was surprised to no one. Most of the authors that I read from were black or some author of color. I read a lot of these like collections of novellas, like a lot of holiday novellas, New Year's Eve novellas, Christmas novellas, Juneteenth novellas. I found out there's an entire, about 11 black authors came together to write a collection of 11 Juneteenth novellas. Different protagonists in every book. I love that entire series. And I love when black authors do that. I love when black indie authors come together to write series of novellas. It just seems so much fun. It's such like a fun collaboration. Most people are talking about the books that they loved each month, and they're picking one for each month. I can't do that. I'm very picky with what I read, and because of that, I read a lot of books that I like. So if you tell me, oh, you can only pick one book from January that you enjoyed, I could tell you, you can't make me, because I liked about 7 of them. I think in my mid-year wrap-up video, I talked about, or I showed the multiple books I liked for each month. And if you want to see that, just skip to this timestamp. Just skip to here, and you'll see that. And if you want to see a video of books that I hated, comment down below. I don't really talk about them a lot because then it's just gonna either make me angry or I've blocked them from my memory. because it made me that angry. But if you want to see a video on that, comment down below. And you're probably thinking, Ebony, just DNF it. Just DNF the book. It's not that serious. But I say, no, don't DNF the book. Keep reading it, because now it's just funny. Now, don't take it so seriously. If it's like a very unserious reason why you hate this book, just keep reading it and it's like a fun little joke. It's like a fun little inside joke. We're both laughing. You are very rude. Can you come here? There you go. Just sit here nicely, please and thank you. Now that we're done with that, let's get into my 2024 reading goals. I don't necessarily have a lot of them. I think they're about the same as last year because, again, I couldn't hit most of those goals. For my 2024 reading goals, I think I'm going to keep the same reading count just because I'm being very realistic. I have friends that can read from 200 to 400 books in a year. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not built that way. I have a very short attention span, and I take breaks for days in between books. It takes me about 3 days to finish one book. So I'm just not built that way. So we're keeping it at a cool 75, and maybe this year I can hit 100. Maybe this year I can hit 100. I think I could. I think I could do it for sure. Another goal of mine is a book buying ban. I bought a few books last year that I haven't read, that's been sitting in a big old TBR pile. I have a lot of books that I've owned for a long time that's been sitting in the TBR pile. And I have a lot of indie authors that I want to read from that I now, since I bought a Kindle, I can use my Kindle to read them. Because despite buying the Kindle, I bought it solely so I could read books by indie authors because that's just my preference. Which is another goal of mine, is to read more books by indie authors, especially black indie authors. Because there's a lot of black indie authors that I found just by following the people through TikTok and through my mutuals that read a lot of solely black romance books that I've written down all the authors' names so I can get into reading them, and I want to go through their entire backlist. That's a goal, is to go through a bunch of black indie authors' backlists. I want to get rid of a lot of the books that I already own. I think overconsumption got the best of me, and I do have a lot. My bookshelves are starting to overlap, and I don't have enough room for another bookshelf. And there are definitely books that I've already planned on getting rid of that I've read that I don't want anymore, but there are a lot of books that I've had for like a very long time, like even before I got back into reading, that I want to get rid of. But I want to read them first, so I might do a reading vlog series of reading those books and then practicing DNFing more. So if I read the book and then I want to DNF it, I'll say that at least you read some of it, and then I can put it in my DNF pile, put it in my giveaway pile, and just start giving them away. And the last one isn't really a reading goal per se, but I wanted to be more consistent in content creation and posting on here more, maybe posting more reading vlogs on here. That's another series I want to do. Just a lot of reading vlogs. Reading vlogs of books that I want to get rid of. Reading vlogs of authors that I haven't read from yet. Posting more consistently throughout all my social medias like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. I feel like I would really have fun doing reading vlogs if I figured out the proper reading vlog format. You know, because I don't really understand a good reading vlog format to go off of. Because like I understand vlogging, but vlogging about reading, I don't know. I don't think I get it yet. But also, before I forget, here are some of the books that I'm going to start in 2024. Here's our starting TBR. But don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that. Because then, if I don't read some of them, you might be disappointed in me, and I don't want that. But a lot of these, except for Something More, a lot of these are published indie. I think this is black author. Which other one? This one's a black author. This bottom one is from a fantasy book series that I absolutely adore by Wendy Heiss. And this one is a sports romance. Again, might save the sports romance for Sports Romance September. I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but yeah, this is where we're at. If you want to see any reviews from the books that I read, they'll be up on my Storycraft. They might be up on my Instagram or my TikTok. We're gonna have to watch out for those. And yeah, hit all the buttons, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do that and you hated this video, pretend like you were never here and just exit quietly. If you have reading vlog suggestions for me, comment down below. If you have reading video suggestions for me, please comment those down below as well. Just bookish content suggestion videos. I could use the help desperately. I'm desperately seeking help. Follow me on my other socials if you don't already, and yeah, see you later. Robbie, can you please come here? Okay. We need to discuss boundaries. You know? Because you can't, sometimes it's just rude when you come in here and burst through my door like that. You understand? Do you understand that's rude? Because you know I wouldn't like that if I did it to you. Go. I'm covered in hair.